All right. A lot of good off-camera jokes just before we were starting there.
Actually, I think you should tell him how long it took to set this up, actually.
Oh, we've been here since 6 this morning.
No, okay, that's a gross exaggeration, but at least the camera angle's not straight.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like
not the
what,
tower,
leaning
tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the jokes. Where were we? Retirement. We haven't started, but something has ended, right? I mean, that's where we're at. I don't know. Like it's obviously a topic that it's hard to talk about, but it seems that you guys have both come to the decision and have accepted that this is going to be what it is. Let's go to you first, Hex, because you're retiring from the sport of boxing. Something that's, I think, 90% of your life you spent doing, and you're still going to be doing it afterwards, I'm assuming. But what's the feeling that's going through you right now?
Oh, it's strange. It's weird. I mean, no, I don't have to get up to come and train. That's a weird thing. I'm still going to. I actually trained this morning, but I think I'm getting used to it now. But I didn't take it as bad as I thought I was going to. I think I expected it deep down inside. It's weird, yeah.
And Colin, this must be difficult for you because Hekkie Budler not only is a world champion, is debatably one of the best ever to do it, but he's your flagship fighter, the guy that put you on the map as a boxing trainer. How difficult was it to sit down in that meeting and discuss what you had to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Hekkie's my signature guy. I think every trainer, manager, or promoter has that guy, who kind of brings and takes a chance on that person and you just develop. It's been on my mind for a while, and they were toying with 3 options, which I discussed. 1 was a big money fight, 2 was a farewell fight, and 3 was to call it a day. And it kept going through my mind over and over again, and I kept playing out the scenarios. And we were presented with a big fight offer in December. They never came to fruition, and then the more I started thinking about it, the more I thought that the time was right. So it's not easy, and it's starting to kick in a bit now with me, and I'm a bit heart sore. I'm happy knowing that Hekkie's legacy is intact, and he's paid off his house. He's made some good financial decisions and moves, and I know that we banked good cash last year with Hekkie. So his tertiary education for his daughter, please God, one day is going to be covered. I think in terms of his legacy, I'm happy and content with his career. I think that's the hardest part for me right now is not going to be seeing Hekkie from a professional boxing perspective in terms of running his camps, procuring sparring, putting fights together. That's a big adjustment for me.
Right, and that was actually what you said as well. I mean, just the fact that you don't have to get up as early in the morning to do the hard training that you'd be putting your body through on a regular basis. That routine, the new routine that you have to get into, since you haven't fought this year, has that already started for you?
No, not really. I still get up I was up this morning at 4, and I was just lying in bed because I can't wake my wife up because she'll box me. No, it's going to be hard to get used to not coming to the gym every single day to train. It's a weird thing. I think the weirdest thing is going to be to come here when the guys are training, when Colin's holding pads or the guys are sparring and I'm looking and just looking at them. I think that's going to be an adjustment. But like I've always said, I told from the first day I turned pro by Colin, I told him, when you say it's time, I'll stop and I'm going to listen. It's time when he says it's time, and I'm done.
And how does your body feel now? I mean, you looked great in the latter part of your career as well. Obviously, the last fight was a massive fight. It didn't go your way, but how's your body feeling?
I'm still feeling good. I still believe I can still fight, but I'm the fighter. I should believe that. That's why I have people around me that can tell me differently.
All right, Colin, I wanted to know, you obviously were debating with yourself as to, when was the time to also talk about this, but also what the decision was going to be. When was your final thoughts on this is what we're going to have to discuss?
Sometimes things play in my head, plays in my heart, and it gets to that point where it kind of reaches boiling point. And I said it in an interview with Hex a few nights ago, where everyone would stop me and say, what's Hekkie going to do? What's Hekkie? And I was really fucking irritating to a point. And I was like, Colin, you know what? We need to come to a conclusion. We need to nip this in the bud. We need to sit Hekkie down. When I say we, myself and him, and just laid it all out honestly on the table. And it's not easy telling someone who you love that you don't want them to do it anymore. Even though you know Hekkie's still world-class, legitimate world-class, but you've seen him slow down by just a fraction. But that fraction also could mean prolonging his career to the detriment of his family, or rather carrying on with his career to the detriment of his family, and getting to the point where he can be in line for a little credible world championship, but not crossing the line. And I just thought to myself, now's the time. Now's the time.
All right, Hex. And with that being said, I mean, even if you did have a year or whatever it had been, you obviously accepted the decision, but do you fully agree with it?
Yeah, I have to. I've always said I would, and I do. Like I said, I'd like to keep on fighting, but it's not fully my decision, my family and Colin's decision. And my wife said I listen to Colin, I said I listen to Colin, and that's what we do. I listen to Colin. He's there. When you have a trainer, when you choose your trainer or manager, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call Colin, he's there to protect me. That's his first and foremost his job, and that's what he's doing.
I want you to speak about the relationship that you and Colin have. You've never, as a professional, you've only ever had one trainer, one manager, and it's been the man to your left-hand side. Speak to him and why you trusted him for your entire professional career, and here we are today.
Because when I was an amateur, he came up to me and started helping me when I needed it. Because back then I was in the national team and things weren't going according to plan, and there wasn't things happening that should have been happening. And he helped me with that, and then we just stuck together. It's weird. I think it just happened the way it should have happened. It just happened the right way, and the way God planned it to happen.
And let's go back to that first day you saw Hekkie Budler, when he was about the same size he is now. Same weight. What was your thoughts on him and your impressions?
I remember as clear as day, it's 2006. It was at the Wembley Arena. It was one of those boxing dines with topless ring girls, if I remember. And I think it was, and I don't remember who the topless girls were. I remember Hekkie fighting another fight, and he was just fantastic. And I'd read about him becoming, to this day, still a record held in South African amateur boxing, the youngest fighter to ever win a senior title. And I just knew from then, he just had like fire in his belly. He just let it go, and he was just dynamic. And I thought then, wow, this kid's special. And made contact with him, became friends with him. John Germanis made the connection. I've got to say a big shout out to him. And then obviously I met the parents, you read the piece on Facebook. The story of not having the Olympic berth is obviously well documented. And we never looked back. We literally had the most incredible relationship where he had 100% faith in me and I had 100% faith in him. And it's incredible, and that's why it's like it's bittersweet, because it's sad that I'm not going to be doing camps with him anymore, but also sweet knowing that his legacy is fulfilled and a great boxing record, one of the all-time African greats, and definitely like Hall of Fame material. So, but you got to stay retired for 5 years. So. But I just think if I look at my overall job and representing Hekkie and the bond that we've had, it's going to be hard-pressed to beat in South African boxing history between trainer, manager, and fighter.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And your legacy is cemented. And I don't know if you managed to go on social media and have a look at all the comments and stuff, but there wasn't a negative thing to say about you. Your career was great. It was one of the biggest and best things that happened to this country. How are you going to be able to take in 35 and 4 or 35 and 5? Just correct that. Becoming a Ring Magazine champion, doing it all basically. How are you going to take that all in?
I don't know. I think I'm easy. It was good. I had a good time. We had like Colin said, we had a great career. We had some fun, and times we had some disappointments as well. But I'm happy with what I did. I'm honestly happy. Like I said, I would have liked to have won 2 more of the other belts, the 2 I didn't win. But everything happens for a reason. I was not meant to win them. Still happy with what I did. My my coach is proud of what I did. My parents are proud. My wife's proud. My family's proud. So I'm proud. I hope that the people out there that watch me, the supporters, enjoyed it and they're proud that I'm happy.
I'm sure they will be as well. And you'll join a team as well after the boxing. You have a career still in what I'm assuming is commentary, training, that sort of thing. And I picked it up even working with you on commentary that you've got definitely the talent to go forward with that. Is that something that you are going to be taking up?
Yeah, anything that keeps me in boxing, I think. I love the sport. I love this game. It's like I said, I started boxing when I was 7 years old. It's been part of my life since then. So I don't know anything else. Yeah, I'll definitely do something in boxing, most definitely.
And Cole, I mean, that's obviously from looking at an entire career to now talking about the aftermath and, where to go from here. You're obviously confident that Hekkie will stay in your life as well, not just in the training camps, but stick around.
Well, I was just looking at him now. He needs a haircut. So not only that, I just think he's got such a wealth of experience to give to young fighters. He's got a great energy. He's always had a great energy, even when he was starting out. And I think people have always been drawn to Hekkie because of his nature, because he's so humble. But with regards to boxing, I think he's got so much to offer still. And there is life outside of the ring and after your career. And obviously he has to go through the motions of not being able to do what he loves, but being able to do it in other spheres in the sport. And I think, in fact, I'm very confident. I actually want to say I know. He won't be lost to the sport. He won't be lost to the sport here in South Africa.
All right, and let's talk about maybe you potentially becoming a trainer as well. Is that something that you've branched out into?
I told Colin when we had the I'd do that only if he's involved in it.
Okay, so from like a managerial point of view.
Yes, that he can guide me, because who else would I want to guide me? Yeah. Just makes sense.
And have you started yet, or have you thought about it at the very least?
Yeah, of course. Like I've trained a few kids. I trained those twins. They are brilliant, and I might want to take them pro one day. We'll see what happens, but that's life. Everything happens like it should, and we'll see when it gets there.
All right, and obviously you guys decided on the decision. How you said the family accepted it, but when you gave them the news, what was the initial reaction?
Well, we phoned my wife in the office when Colin was telling me, and she said she tried to hold back tears. I could hear there was a bit in her voice. When I put down, she cried because the people at work asked her what's going on. There's a problem. But yeah, we've all accepted it. Like you see my dad sitting there, he's accepted it. My dad was one of the first people to ask me after this fight, actually, that what am I going to do? Am I done now, or am I going to have another one? And when my dad said that, I knew, yeah, it's a fine that if I give up, it's okay. I knew when Colin told me, I knew my dad would be fine with it. I was happy with it as well.
All right, Carl, you wanted to say something. I could see your face.
I just wanted to say I've cried 3 times when I've lost fights in my career, and 2 have been with Hekkie. One was with Adam Demo when we got horribly disqualified, which was a joke. And the one was when we lost to Gideon Buthelezi. I cried. And the last time I cried was against Milan Melinda. I went back to my hotel room and I just burst into tears because I knew we were screwed. But I felt awful, like I wanted to jump off a building on 4 of Hekkie's losses. And the last loss with Taraji was, I accepted it. And I told Hekkie that I'd seen that his reaction time was just a little bit out in that camp, sparring with a few of the guys. And he would get hit and he'd react. And there was sometimes he was getting hit where I was thinking that shouldn't be happening. And I thought it was attributed to the weight cut. And then as round 1 came to an end against Taraji, I realized it wasn't the weight cut. It was that we were missing a step. And I just thought, and it was playing on my mind, all those 3 scenarios which I discussed with you earlier. And I think the best scenario is what the conclusion we've come to. And that's calling it a day.
All right, I want to ask you both the same question. I'll start with you, Hex. Your career highlights, which was the exact moment that your absolute favorite moment was?
Well, there's 3. It's hard to choose. When I won my first world title, then when I beat Joy, when I was supposed to get knocked out, they said in 3 rounds. And that one there, when I won the 3 world titles, when we went on our own, we had nothing else. There was no other option. And I beat him when I was, I think, 19-1? 17-1 underdog, yeah. They also thought I'm going to be a warm-up fight for him to go and unify. That was their plan. And we yeah, we upset it a bit.
Yeah. I mean, you with upsets, it's nice being the underdog, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
Yeah. And does yours correlate with that, or is it a little bit different?
It definitely correlates. The Juanito Rubelov fight I thought was very premature. I thought he was too green, but he came through it, both fights. The Joy fight was obviously his announcement onto the global scene. The Taguchi fight as well, but also probably one of the highlights, there's two highlights for me outside of the ring. One, the birth of Hekkie's daughter, which she's running around here, and it's just amazing to see. And the other one was having a fallout with our promoter at the time, because I petitioned a decision behind my promoter's back. He didn't want me to. And I felt that I did the right thing by standing by my fighter. And my fighter believed in me, backed me, supported me, and he produced one hell of an upset. And I think the pinnacle came when he beat Taguchi. And no one really gave us a chance. And we just had the right game plan. And then, of course, beating Owen Soto when everyone thought he was washed up. So there have been so many good highlights and so many memorable moments. And I mean, we could sit here for hours. And then obviously, like I said, you saw my post where I said, your life and the trajectory of your life can change in a phone call. And mine changed on that Monday afternoon in 2007 when Hekkie's dad phoned me and he said, my son's turning pro. And literally, did I think we'd have the ride we had? Probably not. Did I dream of it? Absolutely, but we achieved it.
And did it go beyond your dreams?
Yes, not even a question. I mean, the Ring Magazine belt, winning a unified championship in one fight, in one night, becoming the only African to ever win a unified championship. It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, we've got a Hall of Fame story here, and that's what I'm saying. It's bittersweet. But the bitterness will subside and go away for both of us. But the sweetness will always be there because he's got his belts, he's got his legacy, he's got his record on BoxRec, and he's got the Ring Magazine belt. And what he's achieved is it's mind-blowing. Only now can I sit back and think about some of the accomplishments that he's done, and I can be content with that.
100%. And Life After Boxing is on your T-shirt as well. That's the program that you have right now, right? It's 12 rounds with fitness with Hekkie Budler.
Yeah, I'm training clients, training people, and I enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy being active and helping people out and getting the new kids into boxing. That's even better.
All right, so you're welcoming new clients as well?
Yeah, please, come and train with me. It's fun.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, well, we're looking forward to that. I'm also a bit of a kid, but I'm training with Shannon at the moment, so maybe I'll get a few sessions with you as well, if I'm lucky.
No, but I'll hit you in the body. You can enjoy that.
I don't know if that's an option right now. I'm just looking. Anyway.
Oh, well, I'm a bit underweight.
Go on.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Can I leave any last words with you guys, each, just to share some sentiments?
I just think that we need to, it's a crazy thing that people only appreciate fighters and athletes when it's too late, when they pass. And I think we have a living, breathing legend who's decided to call it a day next to me with a gorgeous daughter and memories that should really last a lifetime for South African and African boxing. And I think the public and the boxing fans and the sporting fans need to be cognizant that he's still around and he's a breathing, living legend.
I'll go with you.
I want to say thank you for always being supported, and thanks, Uncle Cole, for believing in me and getting me where I am and where I was. And what we did was, I wouldn't have done it with any other trainer. I wouldn't have achieved not even half of what I did with Uncle Cole. I know that for a fact. Anyone can say it, it does not. It definitely. I would not have been where I am without him.
Yeah, I'm very, I love Hekkie. And his family, you can eat the chocolate from her. You're not cutting weight anymore. So yeah, it's just one hell of a magical ride. Would I have changed anything? Hekkie knows my feeling on the one thing I would have changed, which I really don't want to disclose. I think people who are close to me know the story, but I just loved the journey that we had together. And I still don't think his journey's come to an end in boxing. I still think we're going to see more of him. All right. Sorry, I said think. I said I know. I know. Yeah.
You're going to see more of him now. Hekkie will always be around anyway because part of the Hot Box family for life. So, Hex, I just wanted to wish you all the best on your life after boxing. But your life will still be with boxing, just not in the boxing ring. I just wanted to wish you all the best with that.
Yeah, thanks so much. Take care to you. God bless all the listeners, all the viewers, that is. Thank you for everything.